Not too long ago, I made a short about Dranith Magistrate and whether or not it should be banned, in Commander that is. A lot of people talked about whether or not removal was the answer. Some people saying that you just need to play more of it, some people saying that it's unrealistic to have removal by turn 2. I find that players usually fall into 3 categories when it comes to playing removal. First off, I just want to clarify what I mean by removal. I'm talking about everything. Spot removal like Generous Gift, board wipes like Toxic Deluge, and also counterspells. Since they're essentially spot removal, they just have a timing restriction. So why is removal important? Well, you really need it to beat some cards. Things like Platinum Angel can't be beat by just attacking the player. You're gonna need some way to get rid of it. But it goes beyond that. There's a lot of combos that use permanents on the board, and having removal at the right time can disrupt those combos. I'm sure a lot of veteran players already knew that though. So the 3 types of players, when I think about this argument, are those that don't play any removal. If I go to Moxfield right now and search by most recently created decks, it's very easy to find lists that play 0 spot removal, board wipes, or counterspells. And obviously, that's too few. If you're not playing any removal, again, you lose to cards like Platinum Angel. The solution is very simple though. Just put removal in the deck. I like to run between 12 and 14, which includes 3 to 4 board wipes. Think of it this way. If you have 10 removal spells in your deck, that's about 10% of your deck. Your opening hand has 7 cards, plus 8 if you count your commander, and then you draw for turn, that's 9. By turn 2, on average, if 10% of your deck is spot removal, you should have drawn at least 1. And then throw in a few board wipes, your total amount of removal, 12 to 14, you're probably going to see at least 1 by your second turn. And that's usually a good place to be. You don't need your entire deck to be removal, you just need to have a couple answers here and there. Obviously these numbers are flexible based on how many tutors you play and card draw. The second type of player is those that play a reasonable amount of removal, but their removal isn't very flexible or not low enough mana value. If all your removal are 5 or 6 mana huge board wipes, or you have no ways to deal with artifacts and enchantments, you're kind of in the same situation as player number 1. A lot of times things might come down before turn 6 that you might need to deal with, or there are cards that are artifacts and enchantments that can be difficult to beat. If you're a creature-based deck and your opponent plays No Mercy, and you have no enchantment removal in your deck, you're probably not going to be able to beat them, which is why you want to be as flexible as possible and ideally at a lower mana cost for your removal. I know artifact and enchantment removal can be difficult for different colors, particularly in mono black, but there are at least some options in most colors. Beast Within, Generous Gift, and Chaos Warp can get rid of anything. In blue, a counterspell can save you from anything at the right time. Mono black can really struggle with artifacts. Gate to Phyrexia is an option, but it's on the reserve list, so it's a little hard to get. At least Feed the Swarm is a cheap way to destroy enchantments in mono black. I'd recommend taking a look through your deck and just thinking, hey, do I have a way to beat an artifact or an enchantment? You don't need all your removal to hit everything, but you're gonna need some. The third type of player is one that plays the correct amount of removal, they have flexible removal, but their threat assessment is off. Imagine 2 things on board, a Sarah's Ascendant and a Great Henge. Although immediately the Sarah's Ascendant might seem like the threat because it's actually attacking you, dealing damage, gaining them life, in the long run, the Great Henge is going to be a bigger issue. Sarah's Ascendant can ultimately be beaten by just a bigger creature, or it might not attack you every single turn. But the Great Henge is going to keep that player in the game for a long time, drawing them many cards, and you're not going to have enough removal to keep up with all of it. Destroying the card advantage engine is almost always going to be more relevant than destroying the thing that's actually doing the damage. Obviously, context matters, your life total, what type of deck they have, so on and so forth. But threat assessment is a really key part to playing your removal correctly. If you remove the wrong pieces, it's like you didn't have any in the first place. I feel like this is what the play more removal argument boils down to. Each player within a game is probably going to cast 2 to 4 cards that need to be removed or they will probably win. Not all of them immediately if they're not combo pieces, but just need to be removed in general. And you don't need to get rid of everything. There are other players at the table, politics can come into play, and they might want to remove those cards as well. You just want to have enough removal that realistically you can use it at 1 or 2 key moments in the game. Having removal come at key moments gives an ebb and flow to who's in the lead, what's going on, and creates a more fun environment. I think that playing removal to stop things that pose your deck is a good way to secure at least some fun for you. And of course, people are going to remove your things too. That's the way it goes. It's the back and forth of the game. Oh, what do you think when someone says play more removal? How much removal do you play? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so very much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this, and let me know if there's anything else you want explained in Magic.